What's up guys, Alvaro here. Welcome to the Bilingual Stock Market channel again. On this channel, we talk about the markets and we do it in English and Spanish as well, so you can pick your preferred language. And in this video, I want to break down some technicals. I want to go over the S&P 500, Nasdaq 100 and the Russell 2000 in order to try to figure out what could be potentially happening in the markets next week. And at the end of the video, I am going to break down from a technical standpoint as well AMC Entertainment, Alibaba, Workhorse, and good old PayPal. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. And when it comes to the S&P 500, and before breaking down the S&P 500, guys, by the way, keep in mind that next week on Wednesday, September is going to be kicking off. From a historical standpoint, September is the worst month of the year, and keep a close watch on 3 days of September. First, on September 3rd, we are going to have the jobs report of August. Then on September 13, we are going to have the CPI data report, which is pretty much a way of measuring what the inflation is looking like here in the US. So arguably that is going to be the most important economic data that is coming out throughout September. And then on September 22nd, we are going to have the Federal Open Market Committee. Last Friday, Mr. Jerome Powell, the chairman of the Federal Reserve, said that they finally have an agreement about tapering, that we are very likely to see the beginning of a tapering process before this year ends. But he also said that they are not even thinking about raising interest rates. So that's why the markets reacted in a very positive way last Friday. So the S&P 500 went up last Friday 0.88%, and it closed last Friday's trading session at 4,509 points. 4509. So I'm going to zoom in here on the 4-hour chart, and guys, this is looking extremely, but I mean extremely bullish, no doubt about it. We closed last Friday's trading session making a higher high on the 4-hour chart. We are trading above the moving averages, both the 50 SMA and the 180 SMA on the 4-hour chart, and we can see the relative strength index of the S&P at 64 points. We can make the case that that's a healthy level for the bulls, taking into account that we have seen before the S&P 500 trading with its RSI, with its relative strength index at higher levels, 88, 85 points. So in terms of overhead resistance, what are we looking at here, guys? We are pretty much in no man's land. What are we talking about? I don't know, 45.30, 45.50. Can we see 4600 or something like that? That's in the cards, guys, no doubt about it, by the looks of it, because as I just said, the S&P looks extremely bullish. If we happen to see some sort of pullback, I am going to be looking at 4,500, guys, which is a fat number for support. 4,500 is a previous all-time high that was reached back on August 25th. But other than 4,500, if that area of lower support happens to be broken to the downside, then maybe the bulls can find support at 44.74. But from a technical standpoint, we don't have reasons to believe that the S&P 500 is going to have a significant pullback anytime soon. And I have been saying here on the channel that we might see some sort of tiny correction, 5 or 7% anytime soon. If that were to happen, guys, it should happen throughout September. But when you take a look at the 4-hour chart of the S&P 500, this looks extremely bullish. And when it comes to the Nasdaq 100, I think that we are in pretty much the same situation relative to the S&P 500. Take a look at this 4-hour chart, guys. Absolutely beautiful. Clear uptrend. We are trading above the moving averages, and we closed last Friday's trading session making a higher high on the 4-hour chart. The Nasdaq 100 reached a new all-time high last Friday at 15,447 points. The S&P also reached a new all-time high on last Friday. So the Nasdaq 100 went up 1.01%, and it closed last Friday's trading session at 15,432 points. If we take a look at the RSI, the 4-hour, it is at 67 points. It is a bit more elevated relative to the S&P 500, but we already know that we have seen the Nasdaq 100 trading on good volume and momentum, with its RSI being very very, but very elevated at 83 or 85 points. So we can make the case that the Nasdaq 100 still has room to the upside. In terms of overhead resistance, what are we looking at here, guys? 15,500, 15,600 points maybe. And if we happen to see some sort of pullback in the Nasdaq 100, the most important area that I am going to be keeping a close watch on is going to be 15,270 points, which acted as a lower support back on August 26th. But other than this, we are on a clear uptrend, trading above the moving averages. We could make the case, maybe, if we want to get a bit bearish over here, that the Nasdaq 100 is farther away from its moving averages relative to the S&P 500. And you know that the moving averages act like a magnet. So whenever a stock or an index get too far away from its moving averages, we can expect them to retrace a bit. But this is looking extremely, but extremely bullish. So as I just said, guys, are we going to see a correction in September? It could be the case. And a lot of people out there are waiting for a correction. But by the looks of the indices, this is going higher, guys, no doubt about it. In the case of the Russell 2000, this index went on an absolute tear on Friday. It went up 2.85% and it closed last Friday's trading session at 2,277 points. And guys, I cannot be making this up. Last week, on Monday or Tuesday, I told you, I think that the bulls of the Russell 2000 are going to take on the moving averages on the 4-hour chart, and I was absolutely right. So the bulls took on, first of all, the 50 SMA at 2,210 points, and on Friday they finally took the 180 SMA on the 4-hour chart at 2,244 points. And mind you guys, the Russell, or the bulls of the Russell, haven't been able to trade above the 180 SMA since mid-July. Take a look at what I am talking about, guys. So the 180 SMA acted as a terrible area of resistance for the bulls of the Russell 2000. And finally, after 1 month and a half, the bulls were able to take on the 180 SMA on the 4-hour chart. This is absolutely bullish, no doubt about it. So the most important task for the bulls of the Russell 2000 next week is going to be filling the gap up to the next important area of overhead resistance at 2,356 points, which is a previous area of overhead resistance in which the bulls of the Russell already failed on 1, 2, 3, and 4 occasions before. But we are also talking about the upper line of this horizontal channel in which the Russell has been trading since early February. So is the Russell 2000 looking bullish? Of course it is looking bullish. Very, but very bullish. RSI at 63 points. So I wouldn't be surprised if this gap were filled throughout the course of the upcoming week. So nothing to complain about the Russell 2000 whatsoever. And in the case of AMC Entertainment, AMC went up on Friday 1.31% and it closed last Friday's trading session at $40.84. So as of now, and in the case of AMC, the stock of this company is pretty much trading between two important areas of support and resistance. The main area of overhead resistance, and taking into account that AMC closed last Friday's trading session at $40.84, so $42 is going to act as overhead resistance. We are talking about a previous area of support that acted as such back in the beginning of June on 3 occasions. So that is going to be the most important task for the bulls of AMC next week. In terms of support, I am going to be looking at $38. $38 is a previous area of overhead resistance that acted as such throughout August, and we are also talking about a former area of lower support that acted as such in late July and also in early August. And I have been calling out, guys, a golden cross on the 4-hour chart. Take a look at how the 50 SMA already crossed above the 180 SMA. So this is clearly a bullish sign that could suggest, we can make the case, that could suggest that this horrible downtrend in which AMC has been trading could be reversed. If this downtrend could be reversed, then the bulls of AMC have to take on $42, which is the previous area of support and resistance that I just told you about, or of support, because $42 acted as support in the beginning of June. We can also say that the bulls failed at $42 back on July 22nd. So the bulls need to take on $42, then they need to take on $48, which is a previous area, very important previous area of overhead resistance in which the bulls failed on 2 occasions. This week, they also failed at $48 back on July 21st, but we are also talking about a former area of lower support that already acted as such for AMC back in the beginning of June. And once the bulls are able to take on $48, then the next or the other important gap to be filled is going to be up to $52. So if this golden cross were to influence AMC in a positive way, we could see this push higher throughout next week. So watch out for that, guys. $42, then $48, and maybe, who knows, guys, if the bulls can fill the gap up to $52 per share. And the second stock of this video is going to be Alibaba. And oh boy, is there anyone suffering about Baba out there? Yeah, a lot of people are suffering because of good old Alibaba. So Baba went down on Friday 3.49%, and it closed last Friday's trading session at $159.47. So we could make the case, guys, here on the 4-hour chart. Let me zoom in here a bit, that maybe Baba could make or could complete a double bottom formation at $153. $153 acted as lower support for Baba back on August 23rd. If this were to happen, then Baba could be able to arguably reverse this downtrend that we are seeing here on the 4-hour chart, and maybe could be able to make a push higher up to $170. So watch out for $153, because this would be an interesting spot to pick up some shares of Baba in order to take a day trade. However, in order to complete an analysis, a technical analysis of Baba, I need to pull up the 3-year chart, guys, because we are seeing crazy prices in the case of Baba. And by the way, guys, I'm talking about crazy prices. So there was an analyst of Loop Capital, I want to pull up the news over here, that said on Thursday that Baba is a buy at the current levels. Let me see if I can see the news over here. Here it is, guys. So let me pull this news over here. So the name of the analyst is Courtney Gibson, and she said on Thursday on Fast Money halftime report on CNBC. So she said, let me see what she said over here. Alibaba has strong revenues and 32 million active user accounts, Gibson said Thursday on CNBC's Fast Money halftime report. If investors want to tap into the massive consumer base in China, Alibaba is the absolute best play for you to have in your portfolio, she said. And then she said, it's painful right now, but there is a great potential in the stock long term. Gibson said she certainly wouldn't sell the stock at its current levels. How about that, huh? So we have at least one analyst out there saying that this is a very compelling opportunity in the case of Baba. Okay, if we take a look at the 3-year chart, guys, we can clearly see over here a head and shoulders formation, at least according to my opinion. So if this head and shoulders formation were completed, guys, we could say, or we could make the case that Baba could pay a visit down to $148. $148 is a previous area of lower support that already acted as such for Baba back in May of 2019, and also back in January of 2019. So if $153 is broken to the downside, guys, because I just told you that we could be potentially seeing a double bottom formation at $153, then the next important area of lower support is going to be $148, as I just told you guys about. If we take a look at the RSI, there is at 27 points. BABA is extremely oversold in major time frames, and I have skin in this game. Let me show you guys. And let me share with you what's my plan when it comes to BABA. So as of now, I own 80 shares at an average cost of $177.22. And as of now, I have an unrealized loss of $877. So what's my plan when it comes to BABA? If we happen to see $153, I am going to be picking up 20 more shares of BABA so I can complete 100 shares, and therefore I can sell covered calls. And if $153 is broken to the downside, then I am going to be picking up more shares of BABA at $148, guys. No doubt about it. I think, and I truly believe that this fear, uncertainty, and doubt about most of the Chinese stocks is going to be gone eventually. And whenever that occurs, most of the Chinese stocks, especially BABA, which is the Chinese stock that has the most compelling valuation as of now, is going to fly high once again, guys. So that's my plan. I am going to purchase 20 more shares of BABA at $153. I think that $153 is also a very interesting spot in order to buy either call options or maybe to start a day trade. And if that area of lower support is broken to the downside, then I am going to be waiting for good old BABA at $188. And the third stock of this video is going to be Workhorse. And by the way, in the case of Workhorse, guys, I am going to go over the stock of this company because the short interest is extremely, but extremely high, guys. It is at almost 40%. So someone out there is really taking a huge chance against Workhorse. So Workhorse went up on Friday 1.91%, and it closed last Friday's trading session at $9.59. And guys, take a look at how $9.50 is a previous area of lower support that is coinciding with the 50 SMA on the 4-hour chart. So $9.50 already acted as lower support for Workhorse back in the beginning of June and also back in the beginning of May. So if tomorrow I happen to see the stock of this company starting to consolidate slightly above that area of lower support that I just told you about, near $9.50, I am going to be tempted in order to pick up 100 or 150 shares of Workhorse, in which case my price target is going to be the next important area of overhead resistance for the bulls of Workhorse at $13. $13 is a previous area of lower support that already acted as such for Workhorse back in the beginning of June. It also did it back in the beginning of April, and it also did it back in the beginning of March. So picking up some shares of Workhorse at $9.60 or $9.70 and selling out of those shares at $13 each, we could be potentially making a profit of almost 21%. So watch out for Workhorse, guys. We are seeing a very high short interest. I could even say an insanely high short interest. So if the bulls start to consolidate slightly above $9.50, that could be a sign that they are gathering momentum in order to make a push higher, and by doing so, filling the gap up to $13 per share. And now let's go ahead and take a look at the last stock of this video, PayPal. And in the case of PayPal, I gotta be honest with you, this is going to be the stock that is going to be on the very, very, very top of my personal watch list in tomorrow's trading session. So PayPal went up on Friday 1.72%, and it closed last Friday's trading session at $278.33. Guys, if tomorrow PayPal happens to pay a visit down to $275, I am going to be picking up, no doubt about it, 30 or 40 shares of PayPal. $275 is a previous area of overhead resistance in which the bulls of PayPal failed on 1, 2, 3, and 4 occasions in the course of April. So if we were able to pick up some shares of PayPal near $275, and if we can sell those shares at at the next important area of overhead resistance for PayPal at $296, we could be potentially locking in a profit of almost 7%. $296 is a previous area of overhead resistance in which the bulls of PayPal failed back on June 29, and they also failed back on June 24th. So watch out for PayPal, guys. I think that $275 is a very compelling price in order to pick up some shares of the stock of this company. And if we take a look at the RSI, it is at 55 points. Very, but very healthy. We can say then that PayPal is neither oversold nor overbacked. So if the bulls can find support at $275, that could be a sign that they are gathering momentum in order to make a push higher and fill the gap up to $296. And with PayPal, I am going to wrap up the video. Thank you very much for your attention, and thank you very much for hanging out with me once again. Remember and keep in mind, guys, that here on the Bilingual Stock Market channel, we are posting stock market update videos Mondays through Thursdays, 3 or 4 hours after the market closes. In those videos, I break down from a technical standpoint the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq 100, but I also break down the stocks that are going, the stocks and the cryptocurrencies as well, that are going to be on the top of my personal watch list for the next trading session. So if you want to get all of the notifications of all of our videos in a timely manner, you have to be subscribed to the channel, but you also need to activate the notification bell right up there. Follow us on Instagram as well, guys, at Bilingual Stock Market. And remember that this is the Bilingual Stock Market channel, the YouTube channel in which we talk about the markets, but we do it in English and Spanish as well, so you can pick your preferred language. But most importantly, this is the YouTube channel in which we know that the wonderful world of Wall Street is not for geniuses, it is for entrepreneurs just like you guys and myself. My name is Alvaro, and I will see you guys tomorrow, once again, 3 or 4 hours after the market closes. You guys have a happy Sunday. Peace out.